Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Bible Quiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below how much answers you got right. Let's go. Question 1. Who was the oldest son of Isaac? Esau was the oldest son of Isaac. Genesis 25 verse 25, the first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau. Question 2. In the book of Revelation, what is the number of the beast? In the book of Revelation, the number of the beast is 666. Revelation 13 verse 18, this calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. Question 3. Who replaced Judas as the 12th apostle? Matthias replaced Judas as the 12th apostle. Acts 1 verse 26, then they cast lots, and the lot fell to Matthias, so he was added to the 11 apostles. Question 4. Which prophet was fed by ravens? The prophet fed by ravens was Elijah. 1 Kings 17 verses 4-6, you will drink from the brook, and I have directed the ravens to supply you with food there. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. Question 5. What was the first plague of Egypt? The first plague of Egypt was water turned into blood. Exodus 7 verse 20, Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded. He raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials and struck the water of the Nile, and all the water was changed into blood. Question 6. Who was the first king of Israel to commit suicide? The first king of Israel to commit suicide was Saul. 1 Samuel 31 verse 4, Saul said to his armor-bearer, draw your sword and run me through, or these uncircumcised fellows will come and run me through and abuse me. But his armor-bearer was terrified and would not do it, so Saul took his own sword and fell on it. Question 7. Who was the prophet that succeeded Elijah? The prophet that succeeded Elijah was Elisha. 2 Kings 2 verses 9-10, when they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, ask what I shall do for you, before I am taken from you. And Elisha said, please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. Question 8. In which book is the Valley of Dry Bones vision found? The Valley of Dry Bones vision is found in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 37 verses 1 to 2, the hand of the Lord was on me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, bones that were very dry. Question 9. Who was the second king of Israel? David was the second king of Israel. 2 Samuel 5 verses 3 to 4. When all the elders of Israel had come to King David at Hebron, the king made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. Question 10. What is the shortest book in the Old Testament? The shortest book in the Old Testament is Obadiah. Obadiah has only one chapter. Don't forget to count your correct guesses. Question 11. Who was turned into a pillar of salt? Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt. Genesis 19 verse 26, but Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Question 12. What was the name of Moses' sister? The name of Moses' sister is Miriam. Exodus 15 verse 20, then Miriam the prophet, Aaron's sister, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her, with timbrels and dancing. Question 13. Who was the tax collector that climbed a tree to see Jesus? The tax collector that climbed a tree to see Jesus was Zacchaeus. Luke 19 verses 2 to 4, a man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. Question 14. Which book comes directly after the four Gospels in the New Testament? The book that comes directly after the four Gospels in the New Testament is Acts. Question 15. Who was the first Christian martyr? The first Christian martyr was Stephen. Acts 7 verses 59 to 60. While they were stoning him, Stephen prayed, "Lord Jesus, receive my spirit." Then he fell on his knees and cried out, "Lord, do not hold this sin against them." When he had said this, he fell asleep. Question 16. What was the name of the hill where Jesus was crucified? The name of the hill is Golgotha. John 19 verses 17 to 18. Carrying his own cross, he went out to the place of the skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. There they crucified him, and with him 2 others, one on each side and Jesus in the middle. Question 17. In the Bible, who is known as the weeping prophet? Jeremiah is known as the weeping prophet. Jeremiah 9 verse 1, "Oh, that my head were a spring of water and my eyes the fountain of tears. I would weep day and night for the slain of my people." Question 18. Which book of the Bible contains the 10 Commandments? Exodus contains the 10 Commandments. Exodus 20 verses 1 to 17. This passage contains the 10 Commandments as given to Moses on Mount Sinai. Question 19. Who did God help to speak for Moses? Aaron helped God to speak for Moses. Exodus 4 verses 14 to 16. Then the Lord's anger burned against Moses, and he said, "What about your brother, Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He will speak to the people for you." Final question. What did God say to Moses from the burning bush? God said, "I am who I am." Exodus 3 verse 14. God said to Moses, "I am who I am." This is what you are to say to the Israelites, "I am has sent me to you." That's it. We're done. Don't forget to comment your results. Like and subscribe if you don't want to miss our next videos. Thanks for watching.